Hey, everybody, I'm Scott Wikle. You're listening to My Kind of Country. Thanks for joining us on a Monday night. My special guest has got a brand new album out. It's called Men Cry Too, and he is one of our favorites here at My Kind of Country. It's a pleasure to have him on the show tonight, and we are going to play all these songs for you tonight from this album, I believe, for the first time on the radio. So it's an honor to have Billy Wright with me, along with Janice Passons. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing great, Scott.
Yeah, we're happy to be here. We're just having fun and enjoying your show.
Well, I sure appreciate it. You guys are right on there every week and sharing all the posts. And I'll tell you what, you've got Billy. You got a lot of fans out there. They sure are loyal.
Well, I appreciate that, Scott, and I appreciate all the people listening to my music. You know, my dream has always been to write songs and to have some songs that people would listen to, and I really appreciate those folks that are listening to them, and I just appreciate them a lot.
Well, you know, they appreciate you, too, and I know that I'm Not the Guy has been doing real well on the independent Indie Express charts for you, and a lot of people loving that. And, folks, you can go to billywrightmusic.com, and all of Billy's music is available there, and that'll be including this new album that we're going to talk about tonight. Men Cry Too, and I believe you wrote every song on this. Is that right, Billy?
Oh, yes, I did. You know, Scott, it takes you know, I don't really write them. They kind of write me. But it usually takes about 12 to 15 months for me to write a complete album. You know, it's sometimes you struggle with them, and sometimes they come right to you. But I couldn't sit down and write a song. I guess something gets in my head, and then I just do it, you know. And it just, they write me. I don't write them. I never did. I couldn't write a song. If you asked me to sit down and write a song, I probably couldn't do it. But when it hits me, then I have to grab my pen and start writing, and then it starts coming to me, and then you figure out the tempo and the keys, and you know there's really a lot involved. I mean, a lot of people think you just grab a microphone and start singing. I think they do, but it really takes a lot. But you know the reason why I do it, I love it. I've always wanted to be a songwriter from when I was probably 9 or 10 years old. I never really wanted to be a singer, so I just went ahead and had to sing on myself. I couldn't really find anybody that really took a hold of it and was interested in the songs. You know, they would do a few here and there, you know, and this and that. So just to keep the problem down, I said, well, I'll just go ahead and do it myself because, you know, I don't think I'm a singer, but I do claim to be a songwriter.
Well, I think a lot of folks would disagree. They like your singing, and I know Janice does, too.
Oh, yeah, I'm real happy with Janice. You know, I run into her on that TV show up in Siderville, you know, David West, the old Cass Walker show, and she heard me sing, and she asked me for an album and told me that she was a promoter out of Pigeon Forge up around Country. Now, of course, I knew of her up in that area, but I never had any real contact or talk to her or anything because she was always behind somewhere. She wasn't around, you know. But anyway, I thought, well, she said, so she listened to that CD and asked me did I write them, and I said, yeah, I wrote them. And she said, well, I like your stuff. I think you've got some unusual songs, and if we can get them played, I think I can help you. So we made a deal, and it went from there. That's been 2 or 3 years ago, I guess, you know. But I sure appreciate her. She's a go-getter. There ain't no doubt about it, buddy.
That is for sure.
Thank you.
Well, that's great. Janice, what is the website for your promotion company?
www.studiompa.com.
Folks, you're going to want to check that out. I'll make sure we have that information on our Facebook page for you. And Billy, I want to just kind of go down the list here. Let's talk about the title song, Men Cry Too. Tell me about that one.
Okay. Well, you know, I was just, you know, maybe driving or sitting home or something. I don't know. And I was thinking about Men Cry Too, and I thought to myself, the first thing hit me was I've never heard a song about men crying. It's always been about women crying. So I picked up my guitar and I hit a chord, and then I thought, well, there's a possibility here. And then maybe I was, you know, actually when I drive around, you know, sometimes I've got tunes in my head, you know what I mean, and then I've got a piece of paper. I always carry a piece of paper and something to write on. So I made a few notes and this and that, and come back and started playing around with it. And I thought, well, this is close, you know. So I got the first verse pretty good, but I had a struggle on the second verse, and but it finally came to me. You know, that particular one probably took a little bit of time to get together, and sometimes I go down to my filling station down here. I don't operate it, but it's an old filling station, old pure oil station that I bought many years ago, but it's But I go down there and I have a guitar down there, and I just sit there and have a cup of coffee and start banging on the guitar and write them down, and then I bring them back here, and then you end up with a pile of papers in the floor, believe it or not. You wouldn't think so. It seems like real simple when they're done, but trying to get to that point from that first word is it's tough for me. So I think on that song, I remember, it seemed like I had about 5 or 6 pieces of paper laying in the floor, So, but it finally came to it, and I was satisfied with it, and then I wrote the music to it and then finally I said, well, this is it. Then I had to find a chord and a tempo and, all that stuff. And finally then I put it back down and I said, well, it's close. And then I sang them maybe 100 times, and then I changed them a little bit more. I kind of purify them, tried to purify them. Dallas Frazier told me a long time ago, and you write the song, get them to me, and I'll finish them up for y'all. He called it purify them. He said, I'll purify them. Just little short words mean a lot, the way you pronounce them, things like that. But I liked it. I liked it all right, and I hope the people like it, and I think they will if they'll listen to it, yes.
I think so too, and we're going to go ahead and play that for you right now. This is Men Cry Too, the title song from Billy Wright's new album, available at billywrightmusic.com, Amazon, iTunes, and CD Baby. Also, we'll have that information on our Facebook page, and we're going to come back and talk to Billy some more about this great project. Stay with us as My Kind of Country continues.
In the morning, I see you, and I wonder, was our love really true? I know that you told me we were through. Just remember that men cry too. Just remember that men cry too. I'm so lonesome without you. Yes, I'm still so in love with you. Just remember that men cry too. Well, I wake up with you on my mind, and I still think of you all the time. I remember when I called you mine. Just remember that men cry too. Just remember that men cry too. And I wonder, was our love really true? Yes, I know that you told me we were through. Just remember that men cry too. Just remember that men, they cry too.
Brand new music from Billy Wright there. That's Men Cry Too, the title song from his new CD. And great song, Billy. I can see why you chose that as your title.
Scott, you never hear a song about a man crying. It's always the woman crying.
Yeah.
So I thought this would make a good album cover that I designed for him. It was a little serene, photo. It's calming, and with Bill's picture on it, and so we just rolled with it.
Well, something you don't see a lot anymore is a jukebox, but I'll tell you, it's been a staple of many a country music song. And, of course, every bar in honky-tonk for many, many years had a jukebox. And you've got a song that you've written called Something About a Jukebox.
Yeah, out in Nashville at the clubhouse, we used to hang out there on 16th Avenue back in the early days, and you could take a 45 in there and put it on his jukebox, and listen to it play, and check it out and see if you liked it or not. That was really nice because a lot of the big stars, back in those days, they'd come in, and then my brother, if he liked it, he left it on. So if he didn't like it, he took it off. So I'm kind of partial to jukebox. I love jukebox. I've got 2 or 3 of them. I mean, the old ones out of the 50s and 60s. I like them a lot,
Yeah, me too. Well, tell me about the song Someone New.
I don't know much about it. I guess it's about having relationships with certain people over the years, and this and that, and it's just telling a story about maybe you're fed up, and it didn't start out to be a story. It started out with words and stuff like that, and then it just kind of came together. Someone new, it's talking about relationship, and then maybe it didn't work out, and you're going to be looking for someone new. And I let it lay around for a couple of weeks, and then I picked it back up and finished it up. So it's just one of those songs that come from inside me. See, when I do a song, it's actually, I guess, me talking about probably my life, and I don't know about it. Maybe it is, maybe it ain't, but they come to me. I don't know. I couldn't tell you how they come to me, but I write my feelings is what I try to,
Absolutely.
But his writing process inspires him putting together music with words, and it just amazes me. He'll call and he'll say, "Oh, I've got a good hook. Listen." And here he goes with a new song. Actually, he's already started on another song, so this was album 14, Men Cry Too. So now we may be going to album 15 in about 15 months.
We're going to take a little break here and play something about a jukebox and Someone New. This is from the new album, Men Cry Too, from Billy Wright. BillyWrightMusic.com is the website, folks. Stay with us. We're going to come back and talk to Billy some more, and Janice, too, about these great songs. Hang on.
Song. Something about a woman when she's done her own. Put some money in the jukebox, play it all night long. Something about the jukebox when you play those cheating songs. Something about a jukebox when you play old cheating songs. Something about a woman when she done you wrong. Something about a jukebox when you play it all night long. Something about a jukebox when you play those cheating songs. Crazy I might be, but I think I love her. Don't think I can go wrong. She loves to play the jukebox when she plays those cheating songs. Something about a jukebox when you play no cheating song. Something jukebox when you play those cheesy songs. Something about a jukebox when you play those cheesy songs. Never thought that I'd get over you. From now on, gonna be someone new. You broke my heart, found someone new. From now on, it's gonna be someone new. It's gonna be someone new. I've cried my last year thinking about you. From now on, it's gonna be someone new. Never thought that I'd get over you.
All right, that's brand new music from Billy Wright from his latest CD, Men Cry Too. And I've got Billy Wright himself, along with Janice Passons, his great PR agent, with us on the phone tonight, talking about all these new songs. And Janice, I know you had some videos posted when Billy was in the studio recording. And tell me about some of the great pickers on this project, some guys I know well.
Well, first of all, Michael DeBills, he just rocks. You can't say too many good words about Michael. And then we had Jack Millett. We had, oh gosh, there's so many. Bill knows the names of them. I met them and was with them, but I can't remember all their names. And recorded in Junior's studio in Pigeon Forge.
Well, you got some great pickers on there, no doubt about it. And for folks that don't know, Jack Milletti played guitar for the great Ernest Tubb for many years, and also was a member of the Do-Rights with Barbara Mandrell, too. And he's played at Pigeon Forge for many years in the Country Tonight band there, and just a multi-talented musician, a great guy, too.
Jack said on his tombstone they're going to put, he never could keep a job. That's Jack for you. We really love Jack. He's an awesome guitar player.
He sure is. A nice guy, too. I've been fortunate enough to spend some time with him in Pigeon Forge, and he's been on my show before. And Michael DeBills, too. I've worked with him at the Country Tonight Theater, and just a super, super guy. He always puts the music all together for all those artists at the NACMA Awards show, and he's really got his ducks in a row, no doubt about that.
It's your man on steel. and Tally on bass. And there might have been a couple more. We had Intention Jr. playing steel, but he broke his arm and he couldn't work it. So
man,
he played on fellow of mine. I don't know if you know Shervan, but he's a good steel player. I mean, most of those guys have been around a while.
Well, tell me about the song "Thinking."
Well, there's another one that just kind of was inside me. It needed a place to go, and kind of a personal thinking. Everybody's had old love affairs and stuff like that, and you look back, and it's really actually what it was. I ran into at a high school reunion. I think it was 1960 or 70 or something like that, and there was a friend of mine down there, and he had met up with this girl, and the girl's husband was dead, and his wife, they was divorced, so they kind of got together and was running around, and one guy comes by, he plays a little guitar, and I just kept thinking about it, had it in my mind. It's actually about a high school reunion. I was just thinking about an old love affair, and if you listen to the complete song, you'll pick up the story. It became a story, and I thought, man, I've got something here. Thinking about an old love affair, and it was a high school reunion. They knew each other in high school, and then they went away for 40 years, and next thing you know, they come back for a reunion. And so I thought, well, I'll just write a song about them, but that's what it was. That's where it came from.
And I'll Always Be There. I think this is a beautiful song.
That's something about faith and trust, I guess. Two people, somebody that really cares, they won't never go away. And things like that. But there's another one that's inside me, Scott. And like I said, I'm sorry I can't give you a good rundown about that song, but I know it was in my heart somewhere, and it just came out. It just came out. I don't know where it came from. It didn't come from anyone in particular. It was just one of those songs that came to me, and I just banged around on it, and probably couple of weeks I had it probably, and then I got it on paper, and I've got a lady up in a good friend, Mary Merrick, up in Kentucky, that types up all of my stuff, and she's been a big help to me along with Janice. Those two people are probably the two people that really believed in me and thought that I could do it, and anything I asked them to do, they would do it. I could call them anytime. It wouldn't make any difference, and I'd say, hey, I need this song typed up, and I would tell her over the phone, and she would type it up, and the next day or two it'd be in the mail, which is, just great, that people will help you, and that they will help you,
Well, we're going to take a little break here, and we're going to play Thinking, and I'll Always Be There for the folks right now. This is from Billy's new album, Men Cry Too, BillyWrightMusic.com, iTunes, CD Baby, and Amazon. And we're going to talk to Billy and Janice some more about this great new CD. Stay with us as My Kind of Country continues.
My old friend Willie, sing me a song. He talked about cheating, things I've done wrong. Women and whiskey all done me wrong. Women and whiskey made a fool out of me. A man just can't see what a man needs to see. Women with me all done me wrong. Man just can't live without a good country song. Money in the jukebox, heard a real good song. Talk about cheating, things I've done wrong. Women whiskey made a fool out of me. Man just can't see what a man needs to see. Women and whiskey all done me wrong. My old friend Willie, sing me a song. And he talked about cheating, things I've done wrong. Women and whiskey all done me wrong. I said, women and whiskey all done me wrong.
Great new music from Billy Wright. His latest CD is called Men Cry Too. And we've got Billy and Janice Passons on the phone with us tonight talking about all these great songs. We're playing the whole album for you tonight, folks. Some beautiful music here and very well written from Billy. And women and whiskey. There is a subject that has been covered and covered and covered in country music, but you kind of put a different spin on it. Tell me about this song, Billy.
Well, I just was thinking one night, and, I spent a lot of time on 16th Avenue out there in Nashville in the early days and played in a lot of them bars and stuff, you might say, or tried to play in them. And it just, women and whiskey is just kind of a part of country music that will never go away. And I've seen so many sit on the bar and dry their eyes in the beer and this and that. And I guess that's just where it come from. And women in Nashville and this and that and all that. And I thought, well, women and whiskey. I don't think I had a title to it. I think the song came first, and then I put a title to it. Of course, I was out there in the early days when Willie wore a white shirt and a tie, and I'm with him in the corner, he out there, the people in Nashville really didn't accept him too much. And but anyway, and they thought he was kind of odd and peculiar, but I guess he showed them, didn't he?
He sure did. He is. He did it in his own peculiar way, that's for sure. I got a great segue for you, Billy. You go out and you got your women and your whiskey, and then after all that's done, you got to go to the Waffle House and get you some biscuits and gravy.
That's where me and David McCormick and Bill Anderson used to go when we'd leave the show at night. We'd go right to the Waffle House, and sometimes David stayed out at 3 o'clock in the morning. He wouldn't leave because, I guess he didn't get up till late. But anyway, we used to go. I'd talk to the Waffle House and eat, sit there and talk for 3 or 4 hours. Of course, nobody even knew us, and that was good, But anyway, we had fun. Boy, I tell you, David McCormick he's just he's a really great guy. He's a really, really good friend of mine, and of course, he sold the record shop, out in Nashville now. He's got rid of it, but I'm not sure if he kept the Saturday Night Jamboree archives or he let that go with the business. I know he wanted to keep them, and Bill's got a lot of the old shows packed away. I see them every day. Just if I'm around where they're at, they're here at the Saturday Night Jamboree. So a lot of good people on that show. Boy, it goes back a long ways. Man.
Yeah, absolutely. He's done a lot for country music, and I've been privileged to spend some time with him. And the Ernest Tubb Record Shop is near and dear to my heart, and I'm glad that it's in good hands. And David's able to take off some much-deserved time to enjoy some retirement time, no doubt about that. So anyway, back to the song Biscuits and Gravy. Tell me a little more about this song.
Well, that was one that I wrote, and I wasn't going to do it. I was going to throw it in the garbage and throw it away, and I did. And I was hanging out with Mike one day, and I started talking to him about it, you know what I mean? And he said, let me hear a little bit of that. So I started banging on it, you know what I mean? He said, man, don't throw that away. He said, that's me right there. I said, well, really? He said, yeah. He said, that's me. He said, see, if you can't get it right. And he said, I like that song. Because, I don't know what's good. You just know what you like. You don't really, I just write the songs and play them, and I don't know if they're good, bad, or okay, as long as the music is there and you don't get those bad notes, and something drives you down. See, some notes will take you up and then take you down, and it's really complicated to get the songs you write good music to it where it's good and clean, So you really got to work at that. If you're a songwriter and trying to write, you really got to work at it. They don't give those songs away, and it takes a while to get them purified, as Dallas used to tell me. But I purify my way.
I like that. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So, Janice, do you make biscuits and gravy?
Oh, I sure do. I actually gave him some the other night I'd made. He never turned it down.
Oh, it's one of my favorite things in the world right there is biscuits and gravy, man. I'll tell you what, love it. Well, let's go ahead and play Women and Whiskey and Biscuits and Gravy. How about that? 4 things you can't live without right there. Stay with us. We're going to come back and talk to Billy some more about his great new album. It's called Men Cry Too, available at BillyWrightMusic.com as we continue with My Kind of Country.
Best friend. too. When it comes to loving, she knows what to do. When I go to see her, feel like a man. When it comes to loving, give me all she can. Love that girl all the time. Sometimes she thinks I'm crazy, crazy out of my mind. Well, I got me a little woman, give me all she can. When I go to see her, feel like a man. Sometimes she tells me what to do. When it comes to loving, knows what to do. Love that girl all the time. Sometimes she thinks I'm crazy, crazy out of my mind. Every time she tells me what to do. Every time she tells me find someone new. I want to tell her when I'm feeling blue. When I go to see her, feel like a brand new dude. Love that girl all the time. Sometimes she thinks I'm crazy, crazy out of my mind. Sometimes he thinks I'm crazy, crazy out of my mind.
BillyWrightMusic.com is the website, and we are visiting with Billy Wright about his new album Men Cry Too tonight. And a beautiful song called Heaven. Tell me about that one, Billy.
Well, you know, Scott, you always want to put at least one gospel. I don't think I've ever done an album that I didn't put at least one gospel. And I came up with a little hook, heaven's just a step away or one step away. I didn't know what term to use, one step away or a step away. And really, I can't remember how the song, whether it's one step or what. But anyway, that's how it come up. And then I just kind of wrote around it and you know, just kind of wrote my feelings. You know, I played quite a bit in churches around here. I used to, and up in Knoxville, you know, and like that. And of course, the Cowboy Church out in Nashville, I played out there probably for the last, many years. But I used to do a lot of church programs, you know. Done a couple of them around Knoxville, you know. And as a matter of fact, I was really hurt not too long ago. About a year ago, I went up to a church that I played 6 or 7 years ago, and they was probably 400 or 500 people, and it's a nice big church. And the next time I went up, you know, they had those kind of once a year reunion type things, and it was down to about 75 people. And I thought, my goodness gracious, you know. And it's kind of sad because those churches kind of go down, but we just don't get our youth in it. We need to bring our youth in those things so they can grow up in the church and stay in the church. And so many nice churches are just, it just seems like they're just, you know, they struggle a lot. So
Yeah.
it's really,
Yeah.
so anyway, that probably had something to do with it, you know.
Well, it's a beautiful song, and I want to play that right now. This is Heaven from Billy's new album, Men Cry Too. It's an absolutely beautiful song. Listen to this, folks. We got a couple more songs we're going to talk about right after this one. Stay with us as My Kind of Country continues.
Heaven is just one step away. No matter what you do or what you say, I long for that perfect day. 'Cause heaven just one step away. Heaven is just one step away. So perfect day. 'Cause heaven is just one step away. You see, life just slips away. No matter what you do, what you say, someday you'll meet that judgment day. 'Cause heaven is just one step away. Heaven is just one step away. No matter what you do or what you say, I'm longing for that perfect day. 'Cause heaven is just one step away. Yes, heaven is just one step away.
That is a beautiful gospel song, Billy, and I'm so glad that you included that on this project.
Well, thank you, Scott. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you playing it, and I appreciate the people listening to it. You know, that's really important. You know, a song doesn't go anywhere. It starts at the studio, and when people start hearing it, if it wasn't for you guys, I mean, we all the people that write songs and play music and everything, we'd just be home banging on the guitars, you know what I mean? But you get it out there, and I want to tell you, man, I really appreciate you not only getting mine out there, but all the artists, the independent artists, and the other ones too. Because without play, we're nothing. So it starts with you, Scott, and I appreciate it.
Well, it's my honor, and it goes both ways. If I didn't have good music to play, I wouldn't have anybody listening, so I wouldn't be doing a show. And I got to tell you, I got to tip my hat to Janice because, again, Janice, you are right on top of it. You're always on there posting stuff, and you get conversations going, and you're just busy, and I love that.
Thank you. I love doing it. It's my life.
Well, thank you, Scott. I appreciate that a lot. She does a great job, and she's a good promoter. So, you know, she gets it out there, and I just couldn't believe it when she first started. When I first heard my first song on your station, you were the first one to play "I'm Not the Guy," and you know where it went from there? It went to number one in about, 2 or 3 months or something like that. And if you hadn't played it, I probably wouldn't be talking to you today.
Well, I'm glad. It's a great song, and we still get a lot of requests for that one. So that's one of your probably your signature song there, Billy. Every artist has got to have a signature, and that's probably it for you. And a couple more great songs on this one. Listen, Mister. Tell me about that one.
I come up with the hook, "Listen, Mister," and I could hear somebody in the background telling me, "Listen, Mister," kind of telling me not to do that. So this guy walks into the bar, and he sees this girl in there that's really great-looking girl, you know, knocked out everybody that's looking at her and focusing on her and everything. And this guy walks in the bar, and he sees her, you know what I mean? But he's got these backup singers tell, listen, mister, don't go there. So he went there, and he fell in love, and I think everything worked out from there on. So maybe they was wrong, maybe they was right. I don't really know. But that song came to me like that. But I could hear that backup singers saying, "Listen, mister." And when you listen to the album, you'll hear them saying, "Listen, mister," and then he's telling what he's going to do, and they're saying, "Don't do that." So that's the gist of the song.
And Only One. Tell me about that one.
Well, there again, it's a story about you hope things would be that way. Only one lover, you know, and only one person, somebody that you really are comfortable with and bond with and are willing to spend the rest of your life with. And, you know, that's probably hard to find. You know, you got to have the right chemistry. You got to have everything, and she's got to believe in you, and you've got to believe in her, and you help her, and she helps you, and things go good, and you have a good life and have children and all that. And I mean, it's talking about the perfect marriage, I guess, is what that song's about. You know, only one you. So it's kind of talking about a perfect marriage.
Beautiful song. We're going to play that, and that'll be the last song. You've heard the whole album tonight, and I hope that you'll go to billywrightmusic.com and pick up a copy of this, and I'm sure Billy will be happy to sign it for you and whatever you want, and he'll get them to you. And for those that like to do the downloads, you can get them at iTunes and CD Baby and Amazon.com and all those great places, along with Billy's fabulous other albums. This is your, how many albums have you had out now, Billy?
Tell him, Janice.
This is 14.
Wow, that's incredible. And I think they're all available there, right?
Oh, yeah, they're all available. The only one that I have a little trouble, the first album I did, I got together with two other people, and we kind of split the money and went to the studio. It's one of those, as you get it, as you see it, just like I play my guitar and you put it on the radio, like Arnold Conley done the other way. Man, I'm telling you, he did a good job on that song just to be right. Wrote it one day and got it to you probably the next week, but I listened to your show last Monday, and I mean, that's a pretty good song.
I love that song, Mad Dog 2020. I heard it, and I'm like, I told him, I said, man, you got to go in and record that. And he's like, well, I can send you the demo of it. You can play that. And I said, well, let's do it, because I think it's such a great song. You know, it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I mean, that boy can write now. I love his writing. I mean, I do.
Absolutely.
He is natural writing. I love it. And he's a really great guy. You know, he helps me, and I help him, and Janice helps him, and, you know, we all work together. We're pretty close, you know. We know the right track for us, you know. So.
Absolutely.
We all three are in this to be friends, promote all these singers, and when you do that, it's just so rewarding then to hear all the new songs that are coming out. And speaking of Arnold Conley, oh man, I love him. I love him like a son. He is something else.
He's just a great guy. And him and you, Janice, I'll tell you what, you've brought a lot of listeners to my show, and you've gotten a lot more people coming in, and I really do appreciate that. So thank you so very much.
Well, thank you, Scott. It's my pleasure. I did want to say congratulations on 7 years with Fish Creek Radio and doing my kind of country. It's people like you that just make it worth living.
Please go to billywrightmusic.com. Get this new CD, Men Cry Too, and you heard it first here tonight on My Kind of Country. And Janice and Billy, thank you so very much for taking time to be on the show. God bless you both, and hope you have a wonderful year.
Okay, Scott, thank you for listening to me and let people hear my brand new album, Men Cry Too.
Thank you, Scott.
Well, I met her in a honky-tonk, wrong side of town. She always looked so pretty. She was the prettiest girl around. Her eyes were blue, her hair was red, and her lips were crystal clear. She's not the girl thought she'd be every cowboy's dream. But I think I love her, and I just can't let her go. She's not the girl I thought she'd be. I still love her so. Well, I met her in a honky-tonk, wrong side of town. She's not the girl I thought she'd be. You know she's been around. Listen, mister, you could have heard a pin drop when she moved through the door. She swings, everything, not the girl next door. But I fell in love with her. Just want you to know, she's not the girl thought she'd be. I still love misunderstood her. But I think I love her, and I just can't let her go. She's not the girl I thought she'd be. I still love her so, till I met her in a honky tonk, wrong side of town. She's not the girl I thought she'd be. No, she's been around. Misunderstood. She's not the girl I thought she'd be. No, she's been around. There was only a lover, and the lover was you. Only one pleasure was you. So always remember that I'll always love you. Only one lover was you. Only one pleasure was you. Only one lover was you. So always remember that I'll always be true. Only one lover, and the lover was you. Well, I still remember we were brand new. We were so happy, just me and you. You looked so pretty, didn't know what to do. Only one lover was you. Only one lover was you. Only one pleasure was you. So always remember that I'll always be true. Only one lover was you. There was only one lover, and the lover was you.